Hi, I'm Bob Small for Celebrate South Florida. I'm standing in front of a little oasis right here in Sunrise, Florida. Now, this is a senior assisted living community, and it's an oasis because these residents, despite their challenges, have selflessly changed the lives of children all over the world. Now, how did they do that? By making dolls. Well, that is, dolls for world peace. The little oasis I'm talking about is located at the Springtree Retirement and Assisted Living Complex in Sunrise, Florida. This is truly a unique facility because of the very special senior citizens who reside there. They made a conscious effort to overcome substantial physical obstacles in their lives by bringing a little magic and happiness to literally thousands of people all over the world in need of a simple smile. Executive Director Linda Forrest has a great story to tell to anyone who wants to pull up a chair and listen.
We are seniors that help the needy and the young. And we make dolls for children all over the world as well as children in America. And they're soft, cuddly dolls, and they're filled with lots of love, and they're made by our residents that have many ailments, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, perceptually impaired, arthritis. And when they come here, they forget all about their illnesses.
Not only do they forget about their illnesses, but they are all around more positive because they set their eyes on a goal, making dolls for the entire world. All right, but dolls for peace? What does that mean? How did this come about?
There's this lady who's right opposite me named Denise Duda, who came with me. She had the idea. She watched a program on Darfur, and she said, well, I have to do something. I can't afford to give money, but I have to do something. So she took a t-shirt and she made a doll, a soft, cuddly doll, and she brought it to me, and she said, here, I want to make 1,000 of these dolls, and I want you to send them to Darfur. And I said, 1,000 dolls? What are you, crazy? She said, make it happen. And so now we've made 20,000 dolls.
Denise Duda came to Springtree because her life was abruptly changed by a cruel stroke.
When my children took me here, which I had stroke, and I could not have balance, I could not stand. So I thought my life was finished. I had been very active. I'm a registered nurse. I have been very active, and all of a sudden, so with the idea of making the dolls, then it perked me up, and it gives up.
So, 20,000 dolls from this group? I don't know about you, but I gotta hear more about this.
We trace them, and we get them two yards at a time, and we get about 17 or 18 dolls on a yard. So we trace them, and then we have somebody cut them.
And believe it or not, they've cut all 20,000 patterns this way. The 20,000 patterns are cut with loving care. Then comes the sewing with Rose Miller.
This is Rose. She has Parkinson's disease. She only has use of her one arm, as you see. And she sews them for us. And Denise sews them too. And we have some volunteers that come in and help sew. And when we're really in a pinch, we go to Piper High School. But most of the sewing is all done here.
The third step is really a group effort, stuffing the dolls.
And she turns them inside. She already turned this one inside out. They have to be turned right side in. And sometimes they're not sewed properly because of her ailment. So we have to fix them by hand in the end. Okay, so then after they're turned inside out, they stuff them. And these are our stuffers. And you want to hold up your stuffing doll? Is your doll fat? Yeah. They're stuffed. And then after they're stuffed, they have to be closed. Alzora, you want to show them your doll that you're sewing? They have to be closed. And then they're closed.
I had a chance to chat with Alzora Simmons, who has a wonderful outlook on life.
It fulfills in me a desire. And when I come in this room to work, I come as if I were working for the master.
Okay.
and I put the same amount of interest. I come in here to do the tiniest job, that I'm doing it for God. And I always tell everybody that I was taught, if a task is once begun, never leave it till it's done. Be it labor, great or small, do it well or not at all. So when I come in here, I do my best.
But wait, the dolls aren't finished yet. Faces.
So this is Dulce. She does the faces. She's putting a heart because dolls for world peace mean love. So we came up with the idea of having the heart, and then she's going to put the face on.
Finally, there's the distribution of the dolls. And like everything in this world, even doing a good deed costs money.
To distribute the dolls, we call all agencies that might want us. We call Treats for Soldiers, where they pack a whole bunch of stuff for soldiers, and in each box they put a doll. And then they take the dolls out when they're in Iraq and Iran, and they give them to the children in the streets. And that's been wonderful. We send them to Haiti, we send them to South Africa, we send them to Israel, we send them to Rwanda, we send them to Nairobi, all over. The first 1,000 were sent actually to Darfur. The thing is that we can't mail the dolls because it's so expensive. So we ask the missionaries when they go on their trips to take the dolls in bags and to hand them out. So that saves us on postage.
Denise Duda, who came up with this wonderful idea, may have been struck down by a stroke, but she didn't let that stop her.
I was looking at, I used to be a missionary. So I saw poverty, I live in poverty, and I saw a program on television about the situation in Darfur. And it was so terrible. It pulled at my heart to see those little babies that are nothing. But I don't have money. I don't have the health to be able. I cannot neither bring them medication. So the only thing I could think of, they need food and medication. But I have love. How could I send that love to those children? And I thought, maybe a soft doll.
And all that good karma brought other volunteers into the mix as well. Let's meet Gloria Fami, a volunteer who keeps the sewing machines humming along.
So I called Linda and said, what do you want me to do? And she said, come. And they were in desperate need of someone fixing the machines. Because every time they would call someone, it would be $80 to fix a machine. So especially these old ones are easy to fix.
Gloria really loves her work with the residents.
It certainly is. It's brought a lot of pleasure. It reminds me of being with my parents.
Linda Forrest proudly displays her Dolls for World Peace Wall of Fame.
This is Dolls for World Peace Hall of Fame, Wall of Fame actually, and it tells you the whole story of the last year and a half, what's happened with our dolls. The first order was 1,000 dolls to go to Darfur, and this is the actual delivery date of the dolls being delivered in Darfur. And then we needed more money to make more dolls for Darfur, and we said, let's not do it to only Darfur, let's do it for the whole world, and let's change the name to Dolls for World Peace. And so we did, and here we are.
So there you have it. Just a handful of senior citizens who took a simple idea to help bring a little light into the world that turned into a brilliant beacon of peace and happiness, all from just making one doll at a time.